How's it going, everybody? It's been a while. Long hair, new tattoo. I think that's right there. Whenever that many changes has happened, I think it's pretty clear. It's been quite a long minute since the last upload. But I just wanted to make a video because I got something in the mail. And I decided I want to actually upload a video talking about it. And it's probably one of my favorite fragrance releases in the past 2 years, honestly. And there's been a lot in the past 2 years, but it's a beautiful fragrance. Before I get into that, I do want to say that I honestly, I don't know where I would put this on my list, on my rankings for all the fragrances I have. I have a lot of fragrances. I have some very beautiful ones that are sweet, like Dolce & Gabbana K Parfum. That's one of my signature scents. All the way down to fresh ones like Atkinson's 44th Gerrard Street. So I have a lot of fragrances. So it's difficult to pinpoint where I want to place this one, especially since it's different from the fragrances I usually go for. I usually go for citruses and fruit-based scents. This one's very different. And it's also from one of the houses that's very important to me, and it means a lot to me because this was the house that got me into fragrances because my grandfather passed down an old bottle from the brand that he had. That brand is Davidoff. Davidoff Cool Elixir. Zoom in on that. Focus. Probably not. Camera's reversed, so it probably comes off as a reversed. But this is Davidoff Cool Elixir. Beautiful scent. I just got this in the mail. I had a decant of it that I was using before I decided that I wanted to pick this up. And I know they're releasing Saffron Mineral, which from what I hear, it's very different from this. And I'm looking forward to picking it up as soon as it hits discounters. But there's been a bit of a buzz around this one. Chad Secrets, one of my favorite fragrance influencers, and the one who actually basically inspired me to want to start making videos about fragrances. He covered this, and boy, he was not wrong. This is a beautiful scent. This is the 50 ml. I don't know if you can see it. Might not zoom in there, but it's 50 ml. Davidoff. I think it's a Switzerland-based company. And I've been getting into their fragrances big time, especially with this new release. I've been waiting for Saffron Mineral to come out. But this is a beautiful one. And let's just get straight into it, honestly. There's no reason to hesitate on this. This is Davidoff Cool Elixir. It is it's a straight parfum, just a straight up parfum concentration, not EDP. Let's see here, is it? No, it's not EDP. It's actually just straight parfum. You can see right there on the bottom, Parfum Intense. And the presentation on it, pretty standard for Davidoff. Right there, you can see it. And right there on the side, that's what the box looks like. Pretty basic, honestly. Davidoff doesn't really go too heavily on their presentation, and that's fine. But the cap on this is a really good one. You can lift it up by the cap. I'm lifting it up by the cap. You cannot do that with Davidoff Cool Water, or at least not comfortably. And it's a very satisfying click cap. If you listen, oof, I love how that sounds. People love magnetic caps, and I love magnetic caps too. But there's something about a nice click cap, and it's a nice, it's nice quality gold. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful presentation on this. And the box, let me open it up, show you on the inside. Very basic presentation when it comes to the box. They put all the presentation points onto that for sure. Literally just the most basic, what you would find for the Davidoff Cool Water line. This is exclusive from Davidoff Cool Water. Don't get it mixed up just because you see cool in the name. This is not a part of the Cool Water line, and I'll actually get into that in a minute. But first, I want to go over this fragrance specifically. It's out of my rating, I would say the performance on it, it projects pretty well, and it lasts a really long time, especially from this house, which I'm used to their fragrances not lasting so long. But they usually go for fresher scents, like Davidoff Cool Water is known for being really fresh. It only lasts around 4 to 5 hours, but this right here lasts a good amount of time. I'd say last time I wore this, I got about 7 to 8 hours of consistent performance. It wasn't projecting strong the whole time. The first 2 to 3 hours, you'll get a lot of projection out of this, and it can be very strong. It can be a bit overpowering if you spray too much. I always recommend maybe 4 sprays of this. What I always do, I do 1 right here on the neck, 1 on each wrist, and then 1 on the back. I always do that because my hair holds the fragrance better. You will get performance out of this for sure. There's no doubt about this. You will get a lot of performance out of this fragrance, and 50 ml is really all you need if you have all these different fragrances. And it's a beautiful scent. It's let's see here. So I'm not gonna look at the box to get the notes exactly, but if I remember correctly, I think it's rose. On the top note, I think it's rose oxide, and then there's lavender in the middle, if I'm correct, and then I think it's oud as the base, which that right there, that might be a bit of off-putting to some people, but trust me, that oud is beautiful. It's not some gross fecal kind of oud. I smelled some of these ouds, and oof, some of them made me want to puke. This was a beautiful oud. It's very, almost, I wouldn't say chocolatey. It's more just smooth, almost like the kind of wood that you expect from sandalwood, how smooth sandalwood is. But of course, with the characteristics of oud, you have that bit of animalic harshness that you get from it. It could be a bit harsh. Smelling it from a distance, it's beautiful. You get that rose straight off the bat. So a lot of people have said they don't pick up rose from this, despite it being one of the main notes. I don't understand how they don't get rose out of this. This is the first note I pick up on it. And it's not some horrible rose note like Machino Toy Boy. I tried that one, and I thought because I like the rose in this, I was like, oh, I should surely like that one. No. Machino Toy Boy, that rose was awful. Don't even get me started. That was horrible. But this right here has a beautiful rose. It's not the most powerful kind of rose. It's more, how would I put it? It's more blended in with the other notes. The lavender and the oud is specifically what you're going to get from this, mainly the lavender. I do pick up a lot of rose, though. A lot more rose than some people have said. When I picked it up, I already had a decant of it. I wasn't expecting much rose, mainly because a lot of the people I saw who were reviewing it, they said that the rose isn't really that detectable, but rose was one of the first things my nose picked up. And it's a beautiful kind of rose. It's not a crappy rose like in Machino Toy Boy, as I said before. And let's go over specifically the notes. Okay, so I was a little off on the top notes. Apparently, they're on Fragrantica, if I remember correctly, I do remember it said rose and rose oxide. I thought there was only rose. This one says top note rose oxide, heart, which is the middle, lavender absolute, and then the base note is oud. So the base, that's mainly what you're gonna get from this after it starts to dry down more, of course. That's just how base notes work. And it's a beautiful oud, as I said before. It doesn't smell, it doesn't really smell offensive. It's a nice, pleasant oud. But I would have some caution depending on where you live if you're using this fragrance, because it still is a rose, lavender, and ooze fragrance. Those three are not the most, they're really not the best option for summer. If you want something that's more summer based, I would definitely recommend something like, I'd say Versace Eros Energy. I know people say it's Aventus with nothing but citrus. I love it. My ex loved it. I I don't use it as much as I used to, but it is a beautiful fragrance as well. If you're looking for something that's more suited for high heat, as much as I love this, this is not it. However, you can use this in all 4 seasons. During summer, you'll want to save this for the nighttime. That's for sure. This would be a great date night scent, a great formal scent. That's my personal choice. I use this for church, specifically when I go to Saturday night mass or Sunday night mass if I can't make it to Sunday morning. It's a great fragrance for that. And bonus points for me, because I'm in the Catholic Church, we use incense, and if you put your nose up right on the skin and smell it when you spray it for like the first 30 minutes, you'll get like an incense. It smells like the incense inside of a Catholic church, and it's a really calming scent for me. So it's a comfort scent. Maybe that's why I love it so much, is because it gives me vibes of just how comfortable it really is, honestly. It's a very warm, pleasing scent to my nose. And if you're not a fan of lavender, don't get this. Again, it's beautiful, great atomizer as you saw on camera. Beautiful fragrance, great atomizer, great price point. I got this for, I think, $35. $35 for 1.7, and this is a new release. Good price point. And that's why I'm waiting for Saffron Mineral to drop before I blind buy that. I'm going to just blind buy that one because, well, that one's mainly cedar and apple, and I love cedar. Great price point, honestly. I don't think you could go wrong with this price point. But I certainly wouldn't get it if you're not a fan of lavender. And if any kind of rose throws your nose off, don't, maybe stay away, or maybe try before you buy. That's what I always think before all these fragrances. I have over 40 decants, and it's because I always try before I buy now. There are some very rare exceptions, but I basically, ever since Mancera Lemon Lime, I always try before I buy. But I could have blind bought this, and I would have been so happy. Now, let me go ahead and, where is it? Okay, oh, it's on the other one. Let me go get it for you guys. Here it is. Davidoff Cool Water EDT, the original. Let's compare these two. Starting off, this classic. Everyone knows how this smells. It is probably, when you think of aquatic fragrances, this is probably what comes to mind. This right here was created by the perfumer of Green Irish Tweed. I've smelled Green Irish Tweed. I feel like some people say this smells better than Green Irish Tweed. Mine's I think it's 2019 batch. My grandfather gave this to me, and I'm still, you can see right there, my grandfather used it all the way down to like there, about halfway, and then I used it down to here. He loved this scent, and I can see why. It's a beautiful scent. I smelled Green Irish Tweed. This is a beautiful scent, but I think people who say this is better than Green Irish Tweed, I think they're coping because of that price point for green, for GIT. But this is still a beautiful fragrance. Now let's get to the comparison between the two. This is an EDT. This is a Parfum Intense. As I said before, they're from different lines. You see them, you see the cool in the name. You might think this is from this line. Wrong. You're completely wrong. You're completely incorrect. This is completely different. You can tell basically as soon as you try it. This one right here, green, you get that mint, you get the aquatic notes off the bat. You're not going to get anything similar to that, and vice versa, of course. This is a classic aquatic ozonic fragrance. This, as I said before, you guys already got the note breakdown. This is different. This is a fragrance you use at nighttime. This is a fragrance you use for formal events. This is what you use for dates. This is a kind of fragrance that you don't just throw on anytime, any place. You can use it for all 4 seasons, but during that summer, you better use it during the night. Don't use it in the middle of the day. Don't be that dude wearing oud in the middle of the day. Okay, this isn't Dubai. Versus this is, you can use this anytime. Beautiful scent. Weak atomizer though, I will say that right now. Beautiful scent. But this is suited for high heat. This is suited for when it's so hot that you just want to get something refreshing. You want to smell something that's nice and aquatic smelling. This is what you get. Very different from that. They're from completely, they have completely different accords. They have completely different notes. So if you're gonna buy Cool Elixir thinking you're gonna get a profile like this, you're wrong. Don't do that. However, they're both beautiful fragrances. I love Davidoff. Again, it's it's actually the house that got me into fragrances because my grandfather passed them down to me, and I'll never forget this brand. And honestly, I'm really looking forward to getting Davidoff Cool Water Intense, and then of course Saffron Mineral. But that one could take forever to hit discounters. I don't know when it's gonna hit discounters, but if it's anything like Cool Elixir, it's probably gonna hit discounters in like 3 to 4 months. So I'll look out for that one. But final verdict for the scent profile, I wouldn't say this is a 10 out of 10 because again, I'm not the kind of person who really likes the scent profile that much normally, typically. However, this is an exception to the rule. The performance is really good though. So I'd say when it comes to just the scent alone, 7 to 8 out of 10. It's a great scent. It smells really good. Beautiful. But again, if you're somebody who loves lavender and oud, this is going to be a 10 out of 10 scent for you. I promise. Bite me if I'm wrong. Now, performance. As I said before, you get around 7 to 8 hours of you being able to smell it anywhere from here to here. And then about 2 to 3 hours of actual long distance projection. But then it becomes a skin scent for up to, I'd say, 2 hours after all the projection's gone. You get like that very faint skin scent, and then it goes away. But it does perform very well. Honestly, in my opinion, any fragrance that lasts over 5 hours, you're getting something that's pretty good for performance. You don't need something that lasts 24 hours. You don't need a nuclear fragrance. I don't know why people believe you do, but you don't. And actually, sometimes it's better to have something that's more subtle. As I said before, this one is not offensive though. Performance is really good. Presentation, just because the box is so simple and it's flimsy, it's light. You can see how light it is. Just because of how light it is and how weak the box presentation is, I'd cut it down to a 5 out of 10. The bottle itself is beautiful. Great quick cap, as I said before. That beautiful. And it's of course that nice gold and blue, dark blue actually, presentation. So it is a good presentation, but the box brings it down a little bit. So again, as I said before, scent 7, maybe 8 out of 10. Performance, I'd say 10 out of 10, honestly. I wouldn't really want it to perform better than that because sometimes it can get a little bit annoying if you're projecting so much to where people are wanting to get away from you. That's not something you want in a fragrance. The presentation, 5 out of 10 just because of the box. Great fragrance though. My overall verdict, I'd say it's a good, honestly, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 overall. The price point is great. 10 out of 10 on the price point. But again, I give it an 8 out of 10 simply because this profile is not going to be for everybody. And even if you're not somebody who likes lavender and oud, I'd still recommend you to check it out. It's a great scent. It's beautiful. Absolutely love it. But you're not going to be getting some fresh scent like Davidoff Cool Water. Keep that in mind. That's all I really have to say. I know I rambled on quite a bit, but I enjoyed making this video, and hell, it's my YouTube channel. I'll do what I want. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you didn't, dislike the video. If you did, then like the video. Either way, I hope you all have a blessed day. I'll see you guys all later. Peace out.